You ready, Chris?
You ready, Ben?
Let's get it.
Man, let's get it, man. Welcome to the Follow Then Lead podcast. What's up, good people, man? We coming to you guys one more time to bless your minds, yo. Brother Ben, Brother Chris, we in the house. Follow Then Lead podcast. How you doing, bro?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
Hey, man, yo,
Yeah,
I
I'm
feel
real
the
good.
energy.
Yeah, I feel good. You know, it's just a good day. How about you?
Man, I feel good too, fam. I can't complain, you know. Making it, striving for quote-unquote perfection, you know, staying strong, all that good stuff. Yeah, I'm all smiles, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
We good, fam?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So, the topic for today, we got to go. Communication, because it's something we can all relate to.
Yeah.
You dig?
100%.
Good or bad, you know, communication is key. At least that's what they say, you know. So,
Yeah.
So, how you feeling about this, bro?
Yeah, communication, you know, in life, they say it's the most important skill of all skills, of all life skills. It's the most important. And I think as far as men are concerned, that they say that men don't communicate, right? That's a theme that goes through society, right? That men don't communicate.
Yeah.
And to an extent, we don't, right? We don't talk as much detail as women do with each other, right?
Yeah.
For this example, you know, generally men might show their, you know, son how to go to the bathroom, maybe how to wipe his butt. But that's about it.
Yeah.
Right? Ain't no detail about your thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's your thing.
Right?
That's like,
you know, this
keep
is
it that way.
Yeah.
Take care of it, wash it, clean it,
That's
you know,
it.
you good.
Yeah.
And then we might talk about birds and the bees.
Yeah.
You know, but not a lot of specifics.
Exactly.
You know,
the real nitty gritty.
the real nitty gritty. It's not a lot.
Yeah.
But women, on the other hand, talk about the real nitty gritty, and with all of it. And I just found out about this the other day, with my mentor and his daughter talking about, you know, we were hiking.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is crazy. So we're hiking, and he goes, you know, go to the bathroom in the woods. You know, normal guy thing.
Yeah,
you know,
Handle
Dude, go handle your business.
Yeah.
You ain't got to wipe. You just let it off. So then he comes back and he asks his daughter, like, oh, you know, she's like a teenager. Oh, you know, have you ever gone in the bathroom, in the woods? So, oh, yeah, I've done that. We both looked at her like, what? She's like, oh, yeah, my mama showed me.
Oh.
She's like, showed me what? So we like, shows you what? She's like, oh, you know, and then he was like, oh, have you ever used a leaf, you know, to kind of wipe yourself?
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I definitely did that as a kid. I had an emergency. I couldn't make it to the house, bro.
It'd be that way
Yo. And she was like, oh, yeah, I've done that. And she was like, so this is the detail part. She was like, my mom has also showed me how to go to the bathroom, you know, and not have to wipe after.
Yeah.
She was like, yeah, there's a certain angle. We were both like, what?
And I'm thrown off by it too.
Yeah, we thrown off. I was like, but that's, you know, to an extent. First,
way.
it's shocking for us because it's crazy. But that's the level of detail that women kind of guide each other in.
That's what's up.
And, man, we just like, generally, bro, you good, wipe it, you know?
And going about your business.
Yeah, going about your business.
Yeah.
Oh, if you ain't wipe your butt enough, you scratching all day, you got to wipe it till you don't see no more, you know, poop on the toilet paper.
Yeah.
You got to handle your business.
Yeah.
Wipe the toilet seat after. I don't want dirt, you know. You're going to talk generally, right? Yeah. Women, there's a lot of detail, apparently.
They don't leave nothing out.
They don't leave nothing out.
They keep these young girls prepared. In my country, Tom.
But so when it comes to communication and men, you know, I think there's, you know, it's pretty much why we're here, you know, in the Follow Then Lead, you know, to have more, you know, conversations, to continue the conversation about how men communicate and express themselves in life and, you know, with each other, what we can learn from one another.
That's good.
Yeah. And so I think it's like the saying is, it's the most important skill of all life skills.
Yeah, and I like that. And I can see that in how, you know, generally how important it is, because communication can either solve a problem or it can cause a problem.
Right.
You feel me?
Yeah.
You know, communication, when I think about it, I think about clarity. Like, you know, just that in-depth, well, like you said with the women, that in-depth understanding, details, leaving nothing out. Communication brings all of that. Miscommunication, on the other hand, we just talked about proper communication and how it brings understanding and clarity. But miscommunication, with that, you get, arguments, you get misunderstanding, misguidance, you name it, with miscommunication. But
divorces,
all of
issues
that, bro.
at work,
all of that, bro. Yeah, miscommunication. I mean, text messages are dope, but it's a lot of misunderstanding and miscommunication with that. Even with me and you, this past week, it was a miscommunication, just solely based off, time and this and that, but we did it through text message.
Yeah.
And, when we actually talked over the phone or talked face to face, like, oh, now we get it.
Yeah.
But yeah. And
nothing beats verbal communication.
No, not at all, bro. Not at all,
it.
bro. But again, how communication can either cause a problem or it can solve a problem. It's definitely a great skill to have, and when you do have it, keep it sharpened.
Yeah, and reading this, communication is the imparting or exchanging of information or news, right? It's the process of understanding and sharing meaning.
Mm-hmm.
And meaning is what we share through communication.
Absolutely.
So it's the process of understanding and sharing meaning in something or of something. So if I'm communicating about my life,
mm-hmm.
I'm giving you the process to understand meaning of, my meaning.
Yeah.
Or how the meaning of how I feel, or
yeah.
the meaning of what I'm thinking, or
yeah.
I'm trying to get you to understand that.
Mm-hmm.
So if I don't do that well, you're not gonna understand.
That's true, bro.
Or and like you said, I can make it worse.
Yeah.
Because I'm not communicating well.
Yeah, and this, I've heard this from some of the sisters. The delivery also matters.
It's not what you say, it's how you say it.
It's how you say it, you know what I mean? And so I have some stuff written down, bro, because you just sparked something. It came to mind. When you was talking about the meaning and of, communication, but you have passive communication, which is, this individual that's passive with their communication, they just yield to others, just keeping it simple. Then you have the aggressive communicator. You're going to hear it, you're going to feel it, you're going to see it. With the aggressive communicator. The passive-aggressive communicator is the one that's, passive or soft on surface, but they got like anger or resentment built up on the inside. That too, you're not gonna feel it as much as a aggressive communicator, but you're gonna pick up some kind of bad energy or vibe off
it.
It
is what it is.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Uh-huh.
It's not a big deal.
Yeah, you're going to feel that.
Yeah.
What's wrong with them?
It's
real.
Fine.
Yeah.
No, clearly it's not fine.
Yeah, bro.
With your attitude around it.
Yeah, we feel that, bro.
Yeah.
And, and I link this last one to you because you're this right across the board, bro, the assertive communicator. And this is the one that's most, that's the one that's most effective because it's just straight to the point.
Okay.
You know what I mean? There's no in-betweens, even assertive. And it's not, I know you did the raw, whatever.
I was playing.
Yeah, I know, bro. But assertive, and it could be that, it's that too, but it's also just calmly, like, A, X, Y, Z, A, B, C, boom, and that's it.
Yeah, it's clear.
It's just clear and to the point, you know what I mean? So that's the one that's the best way to communicate, is to be assertive, Let it be known, this is how you feel, or this is how you want things done, and boom, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
There's no misguidance, no miscommunication,
right.
And like I said, it's no, the way you're saying it is, you coming to them for the most part, you're pleasant, you're just assertive with it. Like, I'm finna interject right here because I don't like how things is done, and you're finna quote unquote put my foot down and just let it be known. This is how I want things done, or this is how, this is how I feel.
Yeah.
That's the best way to flow.
Yeah. And I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Hearing that. I don't know if people think that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it feels like a good thing.
It is a good thing.
Right,
Being assertive is good.
Yeah, because I think I've learned, to go back. I've learned just through my life, there's times where I was probably passive.
Mm-hmm.
There was times where I was too aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's times where I was passive aggressive.
Yeah.
And then now I think I'm at the point where I understand myself, what I want, what I'm thinking. Now, how do I communicate that?
There you go.
Effectively, and not being aggressive or passive about it. Just being like, no, this is it.
Yeah.
You know, and I want to get this. And then, you know, sometimes I'll deal with like, oh man, I hope they didn't take it wrong.
Yeah.
But I'm still going to do it.
Yeah.
You know, I'm still going to communicate my point.
Yeah.
Well, what I need to relay to you, when I need to. And that's it. Because, you know, for a long time, it's like you're a ticking time bomb if you don't know how to communicate.
Yeah, bro.
And for a long time, that was me.
Oh, me
You know,
too.
especially when I was a kid, I got into fights all the time because I was just angry.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to communicate.
Yeah.
So somebody says something wrong, looks at me sideways, we fight.
Going
Let's
off
get
on
it.
them. Yeah.
I got no problem. Somebody hit me, boom, I'm full speed ahead.
Yeah.
You know, but as an adult, I can't do that. You know, so then, especially when it's like dating, like I can't express myself.
Yeah.
Because what if she don't like me now if I express myself? Oh, that's like no value of self. Like it's not important about how I feels about. Let me make sure everybody else feels good around me. Because then that's passive.
Very passive.
And then you're passive aggressive. And I'm only talking about me.
Yeah.
Right. And then you're passive aggressive because you're still there where it's everyone else, but that inside is bubbling up but I can't express it because, you know, I don't want to hurt their feelings, or I want them to be happy with me, or I want them to like me. And then you become more passive aggressive. And then there's a point where you're just like, F everybody.
Yeah, yo.
I'm aggressive.
You wilding out on everything and everybody.
Yeah.
Yep.
And because you're mad now, because you've bottled it up so long, now you're just like this.
Yeah. You finna
You a
unleash
flamethrower.
Yeah, yo. Y'all gonna feel this. Like you said,
everybody's
y'all gonna feel this.
Yeah, you're gonna feel it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you know, and I don't care how you feel about it.
That's true.
Then there's a point where you're like, at least for me, I got to the point where I was like, all right, that's not effective.
Right.
And that don't make me happy.
Right.
So let me learn how to communicate in a way where I'm direct to the point, but I'm still caring for like how you feel.
Yeah.
But I need to, for my own sanity and sake, to communicate
Gotta
myself.
get it out. Yeah.
And that communication helps set boundaries, helps set like respect, helps set like love, like all these things that we want. It helps set those things with everybody, with that work, you know, setting a standard of respect and how somebody's going to treat you is how I communicate to you. And I'm going to kind of assertively let you know this is how I want to be treated also.
There you go.
And then in relationships, family.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's necessary.
Absolutely, bro. Man, look, I will say you're not just speaking for yourself. You're speaking for a lot of us out there, bro, because I've been down that road too, as far as passive or passive aggressive or, you know, just being aggressive. You know, it's stages and process, and, you know, these types of things happen just depending on the dynamic of the day or the situation or the issue or whatever's going on. I will say this. I want to word this right. So, like I said, we have these 4 examples: passive aggressive, and assertive. Now, you're taking on this role of communicating properly or the right way or whatever, and let's say you're still not being heard. Like, where would the individual go from there? Like, is it more like soul searching, or like, you know, it's just
in what context, like in what situation?
Man, well, let's just say with a relationship. You know what I mean? You started out, you know, passive aggressive, you know, trying to, you know, like you said, cater to everybody, cater to your feelings, but putting my stuff on the back burner and suffering. And then, you know, started to get aggressive. That's not good, obviously. And then we matured. And we're like, you know what? Let's try this. Let's be assertive with our communication. Clear, to the point, in a nice, proper way. And whatever, you know, for whatever reason, the individual still, I guess, like they're not hearing you, you know. And a person in that situation, I'm like, where would they go? Like, would it be more soul searching? Okay, even though assertive is the most effective way to communicate, do I need to, like, you know, craft it or shape it into a way where the person I'm trying to communicate to will understand it better? Or, you know, I'm like, okay, this person here is just, you know, a-hole or whatever.
No, I would say for me, it's, and I don't have this down. I'm still learning.
Yeah.
But what I've learned, the best thing to do in communication is asking questions.
Mm-hmm.
Like, communication comes with getting more information. So, like, if, I'm in a relationship and, like, say she's not understanding what I'm saying, then I'd be like, all right, well, what are you thinking about this, about what we're talking about? Like, what do you think about it? How do you feel about it?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about what I'm saying? So then to understand where her stance, and then now how can I mold what I'm saying to help her understand what I'm trying to say? And if she understands and just doesn't agree, that's a different story. Because now at least you understand. You might not agree. I don't need you to agree.
Yeah.
But at least I need you to understand.
That's it right there.
And I think that's the biggest thing, is understanding. Because like if I'm trying to force you to agree with it now, that I want too much power.
Yeah, that's
control.
Yeah,
that's
different.
Aggressive.
That's aggressive.
Yeah, that's just, I'm just trying to have, like, dominate. Like, that's unnecessary.
Mm-hmm.
I just want at least you to understand.
Yeah.
And then if I'm communicating like you were saying initially and you're not understanding, let me ask questions to understand you and what you're thinking, how you feel about it. And then maybe we can at least come to an understanding of each other. Oh, okay, I understand that, this is what I mean by that. And now I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Do you at least understand what I'm saying? And if you can, then we good.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes it's like a debate sometimes.
Yeah.
And it's good, it's healthy. But if it's in a battle where you're like clashing, over like cleaning the kitchen or something, like, yo, for me, I clean in the morning. I know we just had a nice dinner.
Yeah.
You want it done right now. Like, I'm tired.
Yeah.
I'm trying to chill. I'll clean it in the morning because I do it out all the time. Whenever it's my turn, I'm gonna do it in the morning.
Yeah.
What's the issue? What's the difference between right now and then? Because you just want it done now.
Basically.
Relax.
It'll be done in the morning before
It'll
you
be
get
done
up.
in the morning before, and it's not gonna be in your way.
There you go.
Now, if you're making breakfast in the morning and it's in the way, I can't fight that battle.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go handle the dishes.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So it's like, it depends on the battle, and also depends on, like, for me, my willingness to understand them, and then, like, be fluid, you would say,
absolutely,
about my stance, because
yeah,
that helps a lot of it too, just being able to adjust my stance a little bit.
Yeah, not just with the situation that's at hand, but also self. I would say, definitely speak your piece, because you don't want to, like you said, hold that in, and you become a erupting volcano a month later. Like, speak your piece right then and there, get it off your chest, and it works wonders. And also, that understanding is just crucial, bro. That understanding of whatever, 2 individuals or 3 individuals, whatever, like, that understanding is just it's a must. Okay, you understand where I'm coming from, I understand where you coming from. We can meet somewhere middle ground, or you can come all the way on this end, because now you know how I'm feeling, or I can go all the way on your end, because now you brought that understanding and that clarity to me. So now I'm seeing 20/20 vision instead of seeing, nearsighted or farsighted or whatever. I ain't walking around blind no more.
You
now
20 and 10.
Yeah, yo, 20 and 10.
30.
Yeah, now you 20 and 20 because you got the clarity of the situation that's at hand. And 10 times out of 10, peace and, good loving is going to reside after that, once the clarity and understanding, that foundation has been set. Because you talk things out. Communication is key.
Yeah.
Communication is key to a lot of things. Now that we over here chopping it up about it.
Yeah, it's a key to life. Like, for me to be able to excel at work, to network, to build relationships with people, to further my career, to make money.
Absolutely.
Everything depends on communication. How other people relate to you, how they understand you, how they understand the vision that your purpose or your business, whatever you're trying to do, or your goals, your career, how can they help you if they don't understand them? if they don't understand you, if they don't connect with you,
That's it, bro.
and it only comes through communication.
That's it, man.
You know, and that's the like, at least for men, at least for me, I'm not gonna speak for all men. Not all men struggle with communication.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of men do, but I think for me, I was afraid of communicating for so long. Right? It was my fear of, oh, what if they don't understand me, or what if they don't like me because of it, or what if they don't, you know? So I didn't communicate, and then I became more aggressive because I didn't feel heard or understood. So then now I'm gonna force you to understand me. You're gonna hear my voice if you're not listening.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care, you know. I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna dominate now. So yeah, I think like Will Smith says, you know, on the other side of your greatest fear are the best things in life. You know, and if we have this fear of communicating, you know, on the other side of it are the best things in life. You know, the relationships that we want to have, the connections we want, the network that we need for our careers or our business, you know, for friendships, you know what I mean? To build healthy, great friendships, relationships, family. Like, and then it comes to like communicating on what? Like everything. Like, yo, that I didn't appreciate the way you said that to me, you know? Like, I love and I appreciate you, but, you know, that made me feel away, or situations like this make me feel away, you know, make me feel not appreciated or unheard.
Yeah.
And I need to be heard. You know, I need to be understood.
Yeah.
You know, and so that communication. So I'm letting you understand me, but I'm also expressing myself.
Beautiful.
So I feel good. So communication is like two-way for you.
Yeah.
You give and receive at the same time.
Absolutely, bro.
Ideally.
Yeah, I mean, it's true.
Ideally,
I mean, that's it though, fam. I mean, and that's in a lot of things with communication, bro. When you spoke about the connection, when people connect up with you through communication, I just reflect off of when I go out and do photography gigs. And I always talk about, you know, photography isn't just you going out and you snapping pics. It's the experience, you know, that people feel when they're with you, you know. And when people connect, you know, they feel special. And they only get that feeling, that experience of feeling special only based off communication, my communication. So I have to make them feel loved. I have to make them feel comfortable. I have to make them feel, you know, awesome. I have to make them feel, you know, they got to make sure they vibe with me. And I can only, that starts with me as the business owner, as the photographer. So as I'm talking, as I'm communicating, I'm forming that bond and that connection with my client. And so, and like you said, the give part and receive part that you were speaking of, you know, communication is key. It can be the key to me just getting my standard pay, or it can be the key to me getting a $100 tip on top of the $400 I'm already making. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's real. And I've experienced that from my early stages of being a photographer, and, you know, just being quiet and, yo, you know, we're gonna take these pictures and this is that, to excelling and elevating my game, and knowing that communication is part of the photo shoot, it's part of the experience. So instead of just photo gigs, it's a photography experience with my clients, and it only becomes great only through communication. And communication gets you more out of life. You get the best out of life, you know, when you're communicating. That old saying, closed mouths don't get fed. Yeah. And that's true. Yeah. You know what I mean? You're not going to receive anything if you don't ask, or if you don't put it out there. You know, you got to speak your mind, speak your piece. You got to speak what you're feeling, speak your value, so you can get back what you need and what you want.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's necessary, like, for you, like you were saying, for your experience. Not just the experience that you give others, but for your experience in your whatever situations you're in. Like for at work, if I don't appreciate my job, or I'm not happy with it right now.
Mm-hmm.
How do I change my experience at work without changing my work?
Yeah.
It's like through communication. And what I mean is just like walking around talking to people, building connections with people, asking questions like, oh, and then now I'm starting to create a new environment and a new feeling, because for us, the things that matter the most are our connections with someone else. Like we thrive off of connection with people. That we're built to connect with one another. And mainly the way we connect is through communication. So like if I'm not feeling either valued at work, or I don't appreciate it, or whatever it is, my relationship, friendships, like maybe I need to learn to communicate more or better. Oh, ask questions, listen, reach out to people, and I experienced this myself. That's why I'm bringing it up, because, a few years ago, like I was looking for a new job. I was tired of it. I was ready to go. And that I didn't like my job anymore. So I wanted to get out of there. And because I had, different fears or insecurities, but the more I started to talk to different people, to communicate to those I worked with, check in, oh, do you need any help? What's going on with you? What are you doing? The better my, the feeling I had in my environment. And so that's the same if I'm walking down the street, or I'm on a train or bus with somebody, and it's like I'm uncomfortable. Oh, how you doing today? Just talk to somebody next to me. If I'm feeling anxious, talk to somebody, ask somebody questions. That's the quickest way to change the experience that you have in a situation or with other people.
Yeah, that's facts, bro.
And there's these 5 skills of communication.
Yeah, you got that?
Yeah. So this is what we're talking about. Communication is not just talking.
Yeah.
Communication. So there's 5 skills of communication. 1 is listening. 2 is straight talk, just being honest. Nonverbal communication, stress management, and then emotional control. Those are all essential in having healthy or quality communication.
That's good stuff.
With someone else.
That's impressive. I like it, bro.
And maybe nonverbal, if those don't know what nonverbal is, it's your hand placement, your facial cues when somebody's talking. You're like,
that's good.
When somebody makes that face.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't even have to say, I see that look. I'm like, oh, you didn't like that, huh? Yeah, right. That's nonverbal.
The bitter beer face.
Yeah. This nasty. And listening is key.
Absolutely.
And if I'm like I was saying, in those situations, if I'm not comfortable or whatever, if I ask questions, it gives me an opportunity to listen to somebody else. If I never do that, what am I going to listen to? We just going to keep walking past each other, not talking.
That's it, basically.
I'm going to think all these, white folks are racist.
Yeah.
Because they're not talking to me. I'm the big black man in the work.
Yeah.
But maybe they're nervous around me. Maybe they whatever. But once I got past that, I just was like, oh, how you doing today? I didn't care if you didn't want to talk to me. I'm going to talk to you.
Yep, there you go.
That's that assertive, right?
Yeah, bro.
But you have to, because that helps me get past my issue. And then maybe it might help you get past yours. So then it's oh, what's going on? How's your day going? I'm just talking to everybody. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm going to smile. What's going on?
There you go.
Oh, man. People are like, dang, man. Every time I talk to you, I don't really want to talk to you. I don't care about you like that. You know what I mean? I'm talking about at work.
No, I know, bro.
I do care, but there's certain people, you honestly don't. But to have a good environment,
there you go.
I care about that the most. And I want to feel good around you. So I'm going to be...
Yeah.
So I'm going to give myself an opportunity to listen to you.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be straight up about some stuff sometimes.
That's on point, bro.
But this is what we should do anyway.
Absolutely, man. You at the job for 8 hours. Yeah, you want an environment that's peaceful and, conducive to, just good energy. Yeah, you want to do that, bro. I mean, I'm sitting up here vibing off of the communication, bro, and I'm I can only imagine, this is what God, part of the reasons why God created so many of us, you know what I mean, for the communication, for the connection and the power that's behind it, just the words, and the strength that's behind it. And even in the Bible, it says we're created in the likeness of God. We're created in His image, and we're not talking about skin and bones or anything like that. We're created, in His image as far as the way, God thinks or the way God walks, the way God communicates. And, even God Himself, the Father said, let there be in the beginning, He spoke,
right.
You know what I mean? And you go back in, the Genesis, and you think about or meditate or reflect on, God speaking, and the words formed greatness, or it brought light. His words brought peace, or the words brought love. The words that were spoken, the communication, it brought power. And that's us too. When we speak to each other, the communication is going to bring love. It's going to bring power. It's going to bring healing. Communication. You know what I mean? It's, I know when you think about communication, is that you think about an exchange of, two individuals or multiple individuals exchanging information. Or communication, words, talk itself is just me speaking life into you as well. That's communicating. I'm communicating with your soul, man. I'm communicating with your mental state. And I'm speaking love, and I'm speaking life, and I'm speaking power over that. Yeah. So just that just came to mind, man. When I think about communication as well, I think about God and what he intended, also what he intended for communication to be, is to, just to speak that power over one another.
And it just goes to that scripture that talks about life and death is in the power of the tongue.
Yeah, man.
And you can't speak life or death without first speaking, right?
That's it, communication.
So you got to communicate.
You gotta say something.
And what comes to mind is like that. Have you ever heard of that rice test?
Oh,
with that Chinese scientist?
Yeah.
Yeah, so those that might not know, there's a test about how, like you said, your words, have life, right? What you speak is energy. You communicate your energy, you express it through your mouth. And so life and death is in the power of the tongue. This is clearly expressed in this. And so anyway, so he has three glasses. He puts rice in each of them, and then he fills it with water. So one glass he walks up to every day and says, "Oh, I love you. You're beautiful." Blah, blah, blah. The second one, he gives negative encouragement or negative words. He says, "Oh, I hate you. You're ugly." Blah, blah, blah. Third one, he just ignores, right? Just completely. The first one ferments. It just smells good. It has a nice aroma. Second one stinks. It's got a little odor to it. It's rotten. The third one completely is like, there's fungus. It's like
it's dead.
It's dead. It's just all these kind of things kind of grow through it. It's just like,
that's wild.
It's crazy. So you look at the necessity of communication. At least in the first two, there was something that happened.
Yeah.
Right? Positive and negative.
Yeah.
The third one's completely,
it's just gone.
Decrepit. Like,
it's crazy, bro.
It rotted because you didn't give it nothing. So it allowed for other things to come in and grow and uproot, something that could be good. But the first one clearly is easy. Like, you speak life, you speak good things. That's why people talk to their animals. They talk to their plants, right?
Yeah.
Because you're giving energy. You're speaking life. That life and death is in the power of the tongue because you speak in life.
Yeah, bro.
You're giving energy, positive energy to this living being. And then the same with negative, right? You're giving negative energy to this being, and it's gonna like die, wither, and it's not gonna thrive. But the third, you just completely ignore it, like a plant. You don't water, right? You don't even. It's not that like that the plant that I watered and I spoke negative to. I still gave it life. I gave it water.
Yeah,
give it what it needs, but I'm talking nasty to it.
Yeah,
that's like with our children. Like we raise our children. We give them everything we need.
I'm gonna feed you, put the clothes on your back, give you a house, give you a roof over your head. But I'm down talking you.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's the thing that sticks with the most with the child. It's not all the good things you gave it. It's the things that you spoke over its life that's gonna make the child become that in 30, 40 years.
Yeah, it's true.
Because it's what you said. It's not what you did. It's what you said.
It's what you said.
And then the child that becomes the worst is the one that gets ignored. It's like what they call it middle child syndrome. The middle one's like
the black sheep or something like that.
Pay attention to me. It's like making everyone pay attention. It's the loudest, most aggressive one because he needs to be seen or heard.
Facts.
And if you don't, then I don't know. It could be some bad things in society. But that test right there just shows that like what the word is saying, that life and death is in the power of the tongue. And it's very clear if we look at society or even just plants or the rice test.
Mm-hmm.
That is true.
That's real, bro. Man, you touched on something extremely powerful, bro, about, the parent and what they speak over their child. And they remember that. I still remember the good stuff. And this keeps me going, too, to this day. I still remember the good stuff that my teachers, spoke about me back in high school. I'm like, yo, Mrs. Hardcastle said such and such. I still got the, I collect cards. So when someone give me a card, I just keep it. I still got stuff from 20 years ago, bro. But the words that were written inside of it, I go back and I reflect on it. Even if it's a day when I'm feeling down in the dumps, I'm like, yo, this person said such and such about me. Reading through the card, communication, it's coming back to me. The reflecting on the words that were spoken 15, 20 years ago, that form of communication, that form of life, that talk, reading it back to myself, that just sparked something into me. Like I remember the stuff, the positive things that were spoken to me 10, 20, whatever, 15 years ago, and how that just keeps me going, bro. You right about it. When you speak love and life, you really speaking love and life into an individual, and it's going to eventually manifest. Yeah, always, bro. So
that's true. Because it's crazy. You look on the other end, like I remember the things my stepfather would say to me, to this day, and he did a great job giving me a good life as a kid. But the things that he said were negative were like made me as an adult question my manhood. Because he would always be like, he called me Benjamina. He was like, oh, you're soft. Stay away from your mother. And whether he's right or wrong, but I needed comfort from my mom, because what child doesn't?
True, yeah.
Too much comfort is one thing, but just general comfort is necessary. But from him, he was like, oh, you Benjamina, what are you, soft? You a little girl? And stuff like that. And then not until maybe in my 20s where I started to really question myself, like, oh, am I man enough? Like, am I good enough? Because that negative voice was still ringing in my subconscious. I didn't even know. Until now, I still have to fight it, because like, in what we speak over children lasts over time.
Bro.
People have to fight through that.
You got to break those walls down, man. And that I'm reflecting back on my grandfather, and I love him. That's my dude, man. He's passed and going on, but Big Will, but yo, he would always jokingly tell my mom, he like, Barbara, that's gonna be one big bad nigga when he get older. And bro, I actually turned out to be that way. When I got older, I was bad and mean, bro. Yo. And yo, my family would always crack up about that yo, you actually, you was big, bad, and mean. You really were. So yo, it's true. It goes back to some of the other sessions that we spoke on about when a man speaks whatever life or whatever, when he just in general, when he speaks over a child, it has power, it has weight, and it actually it comes to pass, like it actually manifests. And it's up to us to break those cycles and break those walls down, man.
It's like my uncle, and that's what I know you probably heard it as you brought that up. Like when my uncle spoke into me, saying like, "Oh, you are man enough. You are the man you want to be." Like he gave me all that like encouragement. First time I ever heard that. At least from a man anyway. My mom and others, but from a man, it was different. Like I felt empowered. Like I was.
There you go.
It's like was it defibrillator?
Yeah.
Put on your
chest.
Gave me a jolt of lightning. That's
what
electricity. That's
nice.
what I felt. I was like, I was charged up, ready to go now. Like it's what I needed to hear. But if you look at like the negative thing, and we talk about like cycles of like communication. Imagine from like slavery to like the Jim Crow era and all these issues and the things that were beaten and spoken into our people, and then now they're speaking into their children. Or their child does something, they get whooped the same way they got whooped, and then they're speaking negative into them when they do something wrong. And then what happens? They do that same thing to their children. Because of what was done and what was said to them. Or you'll never be nothing. It's like it goes to the point where, like, I think we've talked about it at one point, especially with Brother West, and he was like, like when, Haitian or African people coming to this country, it's like for the first time, or even Asians, whatever, but black people specifically, they don't come in knowing they haven't come in being impacted by that negative talk, the systemic issues, the cycles of communication that have come from even ourselves stemming from this system, right?
Yeah.
They come in believing that they can get anything done. But when we look around at each other, we're like, man, why don't you believe? And you just look at them, oh, you don't get it? You're looking down on them, but you don't know what they've been told their whole life. What systems they thought or they've been believed, they're believing in because of what was passed from their parents and their parents, right? It's just a cycle of negative information that's come from communication.
Yeah.
Oh, you're nothing, like you were saying.
Yeah.
You never be nothing. Oh, you ain't da da da. You're gonna be just like your daddy. And then what happens? He turned out to be just like his father.
Turned out to be just like
Why?
that.
Because you told him he was gonna do that.
Yeah.
And he had no other option.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
He did, but
That's
not
all
in
know.
his mind.
Yeah, not in his mind. That's all
his
they
only
know.
option. That's what you told him he was gonna be. It's like when we and not to go on too long, but when we, little boys, right? Young boys that are like cute kids. Oh, he's gonna be a heartbreaker.
Yeah.
Oh, he's cute. He's gonna be breaking hearts left and right. But then you mad at the man that's breaking hearts left and right around you.
Yeah.
But you're gonna speak that on a little child.
You spoke that into him.
And what happens?
Exactly. And look, sisters, y'all ain't exempt because y'all be the main ones doing it, yo. Oh, he got the curls, he got the pretty eyes and this and that. Oh, he gonna break some hearts. He gonna get some.
What's he gonna do?
Yeah.
He's gonna be breaking hearts because you said it. Because you gave him that. He didn't even know. He's just around it. He's hearing it.
Exactly. Then he gonna end up doing it eventually.
Yeah. You're gonna get, and it's just like, it's like the energy. It's like he then gets hooked up with the wrong people. But if you speak in life, like, oh man, you're gonna be great. You're gonna be, you're gonna lead. You're gonna have your own business. You're gonna be successful.
Yeah, you're gonna be something.
You're gonna lead your
life.
family. You're gonna be somebody. Anything.
Yeah.
You're gonna be a good father. You're gonna be a good man, good husband, whatever. And then that kid grows up believing that. He starts moving in society, believing that because of the communication he got about himself.
Man,
it built up his self-esteem.
Man, I'm about ready to run out of this room, bro. Because again, this is like, I feel like this is what God designed it for. You know what I mean? He foreseen this. Like, yo, speak life over each other so you all can be great, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. He knew the power, the life and death within the tongue. He knew that, I'm making you guys in my image. And when I speak, I'm speaking life. I'm speaking power over my millions and billions of kids down here on earth. So I want y'all to do the same. When y'all link up, when you brothers link up, when you sisters link up, when family link up, speak life into each other, communicate, form that bridge, form that, that connection, and thrive off of each other.
Yeah. And, to add the scriptures to what we were saying, right? As far as the death and life, right? Being in the power of the tongue. That's in Proverbs chapter 18, verse 21. It said, death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it will eat its fruit. So if you love what you speak, you will then eat its fruit. You'll see it from your child growing. You'll see it from, the things that you attain in life, whether you attain them now because of what you spoke over your own life, right? Oh, I'm not gonna. Now, you're repeating those same things.
That's true.
Oh, I'm not gonna do this.
Yeah.
People are like, oh, how come you don't start your own business? I don't think I can. I don't believe that. I don't have enough money.
Yeah.
Well, I don't. Whether there's some of them are facts or not, but you speaking it continues that your belief in that.
So you're not gonna get.
You're not gonna go look for opportunities. You're not gonna go look for funding, grants or money or loans or whatever to help you get kick-started.
That's facts.
You're just gonna sit there. There's other scripture. Proverbs chapter 15, verse 28. The heart of the righteous studies how to answer, but the mouth of the wicked pours forth evil. Right? And that talks about, it's just clear, right? The heart of the righteous looks for an answer that's beneficial.
Yeah.
But the wicked is just going to shoot off at the mouth without even thinking. Like you just you mad now. You just popping off.
Yeah, like, You finna feel this flame.
Yeah, you finna feel this flame. All right, so James chapter 1, verse 19. So then, my beloved brethren, let every man be swift to hear, slow to speak, and slow to wrath. For the wrath of the man does not produce the righteousness of God. So that's
good.
That's healthy communication, because we talked about the skills, right? You listening, straight
Slow.
talk, you know,
slow to.
emotional control, stress management. So then if you swift to hear, let me listen first.
Yeah.
Let me understand what you're saying.
Exactly, before I start talking.
Yeah, slow to speak.
Yeah.
You know, let me process. And then slow to wrath. Let me control my emotions.
Exactly. It might not be what I think it is. Let me hold off for a second.
Let me ask more questions to understand
that clarity, man.
What you really meant. I got one last one, and then I'm gonna give a point. So Colossians chapter 4, verse 6. Let your speech always be with grace, seasoned with salt, that you may know how you ought to answer each one. Man, that seasoned with salt is crazy.
Man, look, bro, it got me licking my lips.
Because salt makes everything taste good.
Yeah.
But too much of it, it don't make it taste good. Man.
Yeah.
You made it bad. It's not. Who wants something too salty?
Yeah.
Nobody wants to drink salt water, the ocean. Right? But just enough. Just enough salt in that water will help you alleviate some pain in your mouth.
There you go, bro.
Right?
Breaking it down. That's good.
That's
I
crazy.
like that. I like that. That's true.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And so I'll say like this, right? And you and I were talking about this before, you know, talking to a young lady, you know, trying to schedule a date, you know, oh, this day don't work, that day don't work, and then I plan it, and then she changes it again. I'm hot now, like, yo, come on, like, I'm trying to make this happen.
Yeah, being Mr. Romantic, that's what the ladies
I'm just
want.
trying to set up a fun time together.
There you go.
So, all right, cool, that time works. The next day come, oh, I'm sorry, I gotta, X amount of time that, I'm gonna be in school. I'm gonna just go to the gym, shower, change, and you gonna pick me up from there. I wasn't slow to speak in that moment, right? I wasn't. What is it?
I'm digging it, bro.
Yeah, I wasn't. I was quick to wrath.
Yeah, like what's the deal?
Yo, what's the problem?
Yeah,
like, yo, we can just cut the date altogether.
Right.
Cause I just responded.
Yeah,
cause I was frustrated. And then she's like, "Oh, you misunderstood what I'm saying." And that's what communication is important. Maybe if I took a second, what was that word? Slow to speak.
Yeah.
Or quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to wrath.
Yeah.
And I definitely wasn't quick to listen.
Yeah,
so I just skipped that step and went to both those last two. Right. But it would have helped if I would hold on, took a second, read it again. Read the text again. Let me just read it one more time and make sure I know to understand.
There you go.
That's that season with salt. If I communicated with salt, that means I had understood. I might have had to, I could have communicated better.
Yeah.
She was like, oh, you misunderstood what I'm saying. This is what I meant. I was like, oh, my bad. I read it quick. I responded, my bad. She's like, oh, you need to get out your emotions. And now my pride want to say something, right?
Yeah,
right?
But you really can't.
But it's the truth. Like, I needed to get out of my emotions.
Yeah.
I needed to actually read and understand what she was saying.
There you go,
and
bro.
That's like everything in life. That's an example of like at work and our family. That's why text ain't good. That's what you said. Like text, phone calls. Even between us, like let's set up. Let me call you. Schedule this time.
Yeah, right.
Because texting might not be the best way.
We had some miscommunication last week, bro.
Yeah,
we worked that thing out.
But and that's to the point for me and for all of us. Like take a minute. Don't respond right away.
Yeah,
read it again. Or just ask another question.
That's it, bro.
Just to make sure you understand, and then respond.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm stuck on right there too, bro. It's just that understanding part right there, man. Yeah, that understanding part, and that's a lot of us. We get into that zone of, like you said, being frustrated. You ain't the only one there. You hear something or you read something, and it's you take it the wrong way. You're like, yo, what the heck is going on? But just taking that time to, just get the breakdown, get that understanding and that clarity, man. It saves a lot of trouble, and it goes a long way.
Because it's amazing, too. Like, understanding is the, like, in science, they have this, like, theory. They have, okay, what's the problem?
Mm-hmm.
They got a hypothesis, and they got a theory, and then they got a method, right, to try and figure out, to resolve the problem.
Yeah.
And then they got their conclusion. There's some other steps in there, but, generally, right? But first, they got to understand what the problem is.
Number one.
It's understanding.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, what is my hypothesis about this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what is the theory on how to fix it?
That's good.
Or it's all the way around. I don't know. The scientists don't get on me.
You're breaking it down, bro.
Right?
You're good.
But anyway, like, that's communication.
Mm-hmm.
What is the problem? First, before I even communicate, what's this problem between us? All right, what is my understanding of it? What could be the resolution to this situation?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let me test it by maybe asking a couple questions, or let me try this, let me try that, and then hopefully there's a solid conclusion at the end that we we fixed the problem. But anyway, to go understanding being that number one thing is understanding what the problem is, or the issue, or
facts, bro. From what I've learned, as far as asking questions, you get more in depth. You go deep, and you get truth. And at the end of the day, I think that's what we all want. All of us. We want that truth, and we can only get that by communicating. So if anything, I encourage you all to just get out there and talk, communicate properly, the right way. Again, it's steps. My brother, he done ran off, the skills on his end. I done talked about the different, the meanings and traits as far as, assertive and passive aggressive communication. Man, do it the right way so we can all just, what I want to say, man.
Get along.
Get along, bro, and understand one another. Cause it ain't what you think it is. Once you start asking those questions and getting in depth and getting the truth behind the meaning or behind the situation or the issue, you're gonna smooth everything out like a iron on some pants or something on the shirt. It's gonna get them wrinkles out.
That was real
smooth,
country,
bro. I know, bro. I had to throw it in there. Just to let them know, man. Just to let them know, bro. Yo, man, I'm empowered.
Yeah,
I'm
me too,
empowered
bro.
because I'm not, like you said it earlier. A lot of men, we struggle with communication. And I'm still there. I'm 34 and I'm still learning how to, communicate properly in certain areas, and whether it be in my relationship, family, work, all of that good stuff. I have my moments when I revert back and, get aggressive with my communication, but work in progress, my brother.
Yeah, same here. And I think the encouragement I have is like to, fight through that fear, or that worry of what if they don't understand you, or what if they judge you, or if they don't like you. You got to be good with yourself. Like, this is who I am, and I need to communicate that. Because nobody's going to know. They're not going to respect who you are. They're not going to treat you the way you want to be treated unless you then communicate that, right, to others. So fight through that fear, like Will Smith said, and I'm going to end on it. On the other side of the things we fear the most in life are the best things in life.
Yeah.
So
that's dope.
Go get it, man.
Hey, man, yo. Fam, look, to all our supporters, followers, we appreciate you guys for real, because we can't do this thing without y'all. We preach it all the time. It's about community. It's about building. This thing is about you guys. It's not about one or two or three people. It's about thousands, millions of us, man. We do this for you guys, man. So we can't make it. We can't make this thing happen without you. So we just wanted to give a shout out to the peeps, to the, those. We appreciate you guys.
Yeah, much love, and let's keep doing this together.
Amen, bro. Until next time.
Peace. Thank you for listening to the Follow Then Lead podcast. You can reach us on social media at
the email is followthenleadinc@gmail.com, Instagram, Follow Then Lead Podcast, and our Twitter is Follow Then Lead P. Until next time,
take it easy.